My next guest just introduced the Rein in Inflation Act, Republican Congresswoman Elise of New York, and she joins me now. Congresswoman, tell us what's in this bill.
So as you pointed out, Charles, it's not only House Democrats under Nancy Pelosi who have had the most spending ever in our nation's history over this past year, but it's also Joe Biden's executive actions that are costing Americans trillions and trillions of dollars that are part of the reason why we're facing historic inflation. What my bill does, which I have strong co-sponsors, which we intend to pass in a Republican majority as we work to earn that this November, it basically ensures any executive action by the president, it's forced to provide to Congress what the impact on inflation would be. So the American people deserve to know, for example, the cancellation of the Keystone XL pipeline, the consideration of canceling of student loans, how those executive actions are going to impact and further fuel inflation so we can rein in this out-of-control runaway train caused by Joe Biden and Democrats in Washington.
I got to tell you, I absolutely love it. You know, maybe it will linger around long enough to get both parties to stop the bridges to nowhere. But right now, let's cure inflation. You know what's interesting about that? The White House is sort of nonchalant, right? Their attitude has been about this whole thing. First, of course, inflation, if you remember, was a high-class problem. Then, of course, it was blame Putin. Now, I don't know, they're just kind of suggesting that it's part of the pain to get to a new liberal world order. You know, when you hear those kind of comments, how do you feel as someone who's elected to Washington to make our lives better, not harder?
Well, it's woefully out of touch with the American people. I will tell you, I was back home in my district during the July 4th district work period, and families are suffering under this inflation crisis. Seniors are suffering. It's not just the gas prices, which have doubled since Joe Biden took office, but it's going to the grocery store every week and seeing those prices tick up and up and up. And this is the highest rate of inflation over the course of my lifetime. And I've been in Congress. This is my 4th term, so this is the first time my generation is seeing this runaway train. And the fact that this administration, you're right, they called it a high-class problem. They called it transitory. They're trying to pass the buck. They've blamed Vladimir Putin. They've blamed the oil companies. They've blamed the gas station owners. They've blamed the American people, when the reality is the American people are smart, and they know it's a direct result of Joe Biden's failed policies, and that's why they'll be held accountable this November. Republicans not only are going to rein in out-of-control spending, but pass legislation like I've introduced to hold this administration accountable for their reckless executive actions.
Congresswoman, we've seen just in the last couple of weeks unrest in all parts of the world, on every continent just about. A lot of it associated, of course, with these rising prices. A lot of it anger at governments, right, for not doing the right thing. Could something like that ever happen here in your mind? I mean, listen, we pat ourselves on the back, but Americans are being pushed to the wall right now as well.
I believe that we're going to see that at the ballot box. We are already seeing Republican enthusiasm and energy sky high. We're seeing independents who want to see a change in Washington because they know Democrats under unified government, they have caused these crises. So I believe that the American people will channel that energy into the ballot box, which is why I think it's going to be a red wave this November, because people, as I said, are suffering. And the fact that Joe Biden, his press secretary, and his entire administration continues to stick their head in the sand, they're out of touch with the hardworking people across this country.
And it's so amazing that on today of all days, he starts his trip where ultimately he'll have to go to MBS and ask him for more oil instead of just going to Texas or North Dakota. You know, you mentioned the elections. I got a minute to go, but there was a report out from Moody's last week, and it's interesting because Moody's, Mark Zandi's firm, which is anytime President Biden says economist, he's really saying Mark Zandi. Even they admitted that red states have won this post-pandemic economy. Is there enough frustration out there to win blue states like New York? Could there actually be some really big upsets this fall?
Absolutely. I am proudly supporting Lee Zeldin. I will tell you, when you compare the success of Florida and how they managed COVID, how they're managing their state versus New York, where we've had a population brain drain of people leaving New York State due to the high taxes, due to the rampant crime, I think we're going to have huge, huge upsets and surprises. We are seeing huge energy for Lee Zeldin's campaign. Right. And it's not just from Republicans. It's independents and Democrats as well who understand that it's been failed policies under Governor Cuomo and Kathy Hochul.
You're the House GOP, in charge of the House GOP and chairperson. I got 30 seconds. I'm actually going over. But what do you tell cynics, independent voters who are saying, okay, it's easy to complain about the other party. If Republicans get both houses of Congress, what exactly are you going to do to make it better?
Well, we're looking forward to rolling out our commitment to America. This is based upon conversations and really us listening to the American people. So number one, when it comes to the economy, making sure that we stop the runaway spending, which is what has fueled this out-of-control inflation, pass legislation like the Rein in Inflation Act. When it comes to energy, unleashing American energy independence. We have seen under Joe Biden an absolute war on American energy independence. On issues like education, a parent's Bill of Rights, that's very popular. Again, it shouldn't be a partisan issue. Democrats have made it a partisan issue. So we will be unveiling that, and we anticipate huge support.
Congresswoman Stefanik, thank you. And by the way, congratulations. The timing couldn't be better. Although I wish you had submitted this a year ago. Who knew? Thanks a lot. Coming up.